welcome to PWE Music. I'm Dr. Patrick Engler, and today we're going to talk a little bit about multiphonics and how we can use those to get some control of our embouchure and our voicing, and in turn make our, we'll say, normal playing that much better. So if you don't know what a multiphonic is, we'll keep it simple and say it's just a way of playing multiple pitches on the instrument at the same time. So if you're confused, bear with me, we'll get there in a second, you'll see what I'm talking about. So the first thing we're going to work on is a group of multiphonics that use a long fingering, say a low E or F, along with opening a hole at the top, like the A key, side B flat, or the register key in conjunction with either of those. And these sound a little bit like this. So these have a very pleasant sound because they make pretty consonant intervals. And the exercise here is first we want to aim for the lower note. And this is the more difficult one to get and requires you to really adjust your embouchure and aim for that lower note. And what'll help is figuring out the two notes that you're going to play, so it would help to consult a fingering chart. If you go online, you should find many examples of this. So the fingering we'll use is a low F with holding the A key open as well. So your first finger on the left hand is going to be doing double duty. And this one sounds like this. So this is a G, open G, and a C. So as I said, we're going to start by aiming for the lower note first, since that's the one that we really have to adjust our embouchure for, and that's going to be the open G. So we'll make our fingering, low F, open the A key. And once you can make that lower note solid, you want to try to phase in the upper note. And this is going to require gaining control of your embouchure, since it's very minute adjustments we're going to be making to have that upper note phase in. And you want to try to make it as smooth as possible. At first, it'll probably be a little choppy, may switch between one or the other, but as always, the goal is to control and to make it as smooth as possible. So one more time, aim for the lower note. And then phase in the upper note above it. So there are several fingerings that produce a multiphonic like this. As I said, we use based off low E or low F, using the A key, side B flat, register key, holes at the top. And there are a variety of options, some of them more difficult than others. The next exercise follows a similar format of playing a note and then phasing in a higher note. But unlike the previous exercise where we're using, we'll say, a trick fingering, where it's a fingering the instrument's not designed to support, here we're going to be using a fingering that the instrument does support, and just using our embouchure and voicing to excite a higher partial. So, what does all this mean? Let me play it for you and you'll hear. So, what I did here is I started playing a D above the break. So, thumb register, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. And then using my embouchure, my voicing, and my air to some degree, I excited the partial above it, a B above the staff. So again, it helps to know the two notes that you're going to be aiming for. So try to find a fingering chart online, or if not, play around and try to get that sound in your ear. So here, we're going to be doing the same thing, and it's going to be a slightly different adjustment of the embouchure and the voicing and the air as the previous exercise, since, like I said, we're doing something a little bit different here. So again, we start with the lower note. And phase in the note above it, trying to maintain as much control as possible, not have it pop or switch between one or the other. Again, if you're having trouble with this, get it in your ear. and then try to replicate that. So this one, we can just go up the chromatic scale as far as you can go. So as we go up the chromatic scale, the thing to keep in mind is that that interval is going to get smaller and smaller. So down on this D, when we get the B above, we have a major sixth. As we go up, that interval will stay the same, but get slightly smaller and smaller as we go, and eventually it'll go down to a minor sixth, down to a fifth, and you can continue doing this as high as you can go. You'll be able to get an interval all the way up into the altissimo even that isn't too close together. But the key to the thing to remember is that that interval is going to get smaller. These exercises can make a great addition to your warm-up in the same way that long tones warm up the air supply, scales warm up the fingers. These multiphonic exercises can help warm up the voicing and the embouchure. And over time, you should see benefits across your playing as you have greater control of your body and how you interact with the instrument. So, as always, if you have any questions, drop them in the comments. I'll be sure to address them, and we'll catch you in the next video.